Welcome back to 352 Sports Talk. My name is Eddy. I got here Obed finally after a century missing. Josh after 2 centuries missing. And my boy Mark, first time, special guest.
First time analyst.
First time analyst. Of course, we got Ballhead Ryan over here. Well, that's my boy. And finally, for the first time since we started every single podcast, we got Omar, since he over here making missions and doing whatever the hell he's doing.
North Carolina in the house.
How you guys feeling?
Feeling good today, man.
Yeah, I'm feeling good.
Feeling good?
Yeah.
Obed, you feeling good?
I'm feeling great, fellas.
I wonder why. Sometimes you just have to shoot your shot.
Yeah.
With a little assist.
I've been pulling a half court for like
5 weeks.
Nah. Actually, what happened is I just been signing a lot of people to 10-day contracts.
Oh shit.
And my roster's starting to fill up now. I just need to find out who's my Kobe. Who's gonna get that max contract?
Ryan over here eating.
Bro, I need a long ass day. Like, I can't believe I'm doing this right now. I just got home from fucking work, and honestly, I'm ready to talk some sports. So
It's a PG show. You can't fucking cuss, bitch.
The only thing, well, no, we're not even gonna go there. We just had an incident the other day. Ryan's in trouble. We're gonna leave that there. But anyways, how's y'all week going?
Shit, I'm ready for that bitch to be over.
Oh, you like just working, chilling?
Just working,
Working,
looking forward to the weekend.
Damn right. Also, Jamari's not here. He had to deal with some personal stuff. Of course, the day that we have everybody here, that's the day he has to miss, but it's all good. We were just gonna talk shit about Melo and the
drama
Knicks.
don't play now.
What about you, bro? How's your week going?
Good. Excited for this weekend, going to that Lightning game,
This man knows everybody out here. Don't want to share it with us.
I don't know anybody.
So we just had a Magic game last week.
Went to the Magic game Monday, going to the Lightning game Saturday. World traveling all
Who are you
Florida.
meeting?
Marquez Valdez-Scantling of the Packers.
And who else?
And also tomorrow, I'm meeting Josh Gordon of the Patriots.
Yeah, nobody,
But I'm just regular dude.
Nobody. And of course, we can't forget about our boy Orlando with the technical support. He over here grinding every single day. How's your week going?
Splendid.
Splendid. Let's go. All right, then we're gonna touch some sports. Hey, these people were arguing all freaking day. What was it? Tuesday. Wednesday. I don't know what day it was. I was drunk. But anyways, they were arguing, bro, and it got heated. So I'm gonna let y'all go because I'm just here to chill.
No, bro, you had like the main point, so you started.
What main point? I didn't even do anything. I joined y'all were arguing.
Everybody was arguing. The matter of the fact is, Carmelo Anthony's just not a good
There we go. It's Carmelo Anthony. We're gonna bring that in. Omar is a big Knicks fan, and
so is Jamar.
And so is Jamar.
Jamar, he be talking all that shit. He was scared of that smoke because he knew I was coming today, so that's why he's not here.
Oh, Lord.
Don't be fooled. That's why he's not here.
Don't be fooled. All right, so what do you guys think about Melo? Every single one.
Okay, so when we're talking about Melo, we're talking about the number 1 point scorer for the USA Olympic team. You know how many great players played in the US Olympic? I mean, we can go on MJ, LeBron, Kobe, Wade.
So he's the best player now?
I'm just saying, he
scored a lot of points.
deserves a way better exit than what he's getting right now.
No, he doesn't. No, he brought this upon himself. When you're not a team player, you don't deserve shit. I mean, that's why Wade is getting it. Wade was never been the highest paid player on the team, and for most of his career, he's been the best player on the team until LeBron came. I mean, he gave his city all. Melo didn't give any city shit, honestly. He just took New York's money. That's about it.
So he didn't get it to Denver, because when he got drafted, Denver had missed the playoffs like 4 or 5 consecutive seasons.
Okay, you're not telling the full story though.
And he came.
Who else?
He came to Denver,
Who else was in Denver though? Wait.
His first year, his second year, he made the playoffs.
Who else was in Denver?
By that time, they hadn't had.
Who else was in Denver when they? Who was in Denver when they did something? Who was in Denver when they did something? Who was in Denver when they did something?
Bro, literally like
Allen Iverson, bitch.
Oh Lord,
Yeah,
you got
It was
caught.
him coming off of his prime days, though. It wasn't him.
You
Prime
can't
time
say
United.
he doesn't give it the city shit though. Like you just can't say that.
So why did he leave? He wanted out of Denver. He didn't get the city shit.
He's a New York guy. He loves New York.
Okay, and what did he do in New York? 2 playoff appearances?
Hey, man.
Three.
Oh, my bad. Excuse me, bro.
There's a guy named
great.
LeBron James that existed, and both of them are in their prime time.
Okay, because one player exists, you can't make the playoffs?
Playoffs, yeah.
I mean, they made the playoffs like 3 years in a row.
3 times, bro. 3 times.
How long was he in New York?
Too damn long, obviously. So are they sitting at a lottery pick for like the 5th year in a row or something?
How about you? How do you feel about Melo and the Knicks?
I mean,
Let's start with the Melo.
yeah, well, Melo, I feel like was obviously like probably one of the greatest mid-range scorers probably out there. I mean, when he was in his prime, you literally couldn't stop his jump shot no matter what. I know like his defense has been like a question like throughout his past, but like if I could have like prime Melo like with the dreads and like the mid-range shooting, I'd take him all day because literally I don't think anyone could stop him at that point.
At that point, he's totally right.
Yeah.
Okay, but why? I just want to know, like, yes, he was. His individual player was great, but it's not an individual game.
Right.
That's the problem. It's not an individual game. Look at D-Book. He's dropping 50, 60 points a game, just not winning.
He's still young. He's not even in his prime days.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
it's the
He's
team,
still
though.
not winning.
It's the team.
And
He's
he's
playing by
so what? He's
himself.
gonna average 70 points a game.
He's playing in a college team pretty much. They are not. None of those players are developed yet. None of them.
Okay, but he's still averaging 50 points a game. So how much more is he gonna average for him to start winning? That's my point. It's not about how many points you score. It's about being a team player. And he was never a team player. Melo had pieces around him to be at least a playoff team. I'm not saying he should be a champion. Hey, because champions do what they gotta do, and obviously he's not a champion. Like, that's the
So
bottom
are we
line.
gonna say Kevin Durant, a champion, isn't a team player?
He is. That's why he went to the Warriors. Is he not a team player? He could be out. He could be the
But with the Thunder, if he was a team player, you think he would still be with the Thunder? That's what I'm saying.
That's why he left. He left to mature. What are you talking about?
Man, Omar, if you don't
I
stop
think
moving your phone, I'm gonna get a
I think
damn aneurysm.
KD and Melo can be compared in that way. That
But KD plays defense, my guy.
I'm just saying the main guys, they are the players that take over games, and at that point,
Melo wasn't taking over
team.
games.
To win a game, you need to say, "Give me the ball, I'm gonna score, and we're gonna win."
And so how come Melo wasn't able to do that to get a team to the playoffs? At least an 8 seed. In New York. I'm not talking about Denver. I'm talking about New York. KD, first off, shouldn't even be mentioned with Melo because KD is a better scorer. If KD wanted to, he'd be the #1 scorer in the league, but he chooses not to. But why? Because he's a team player. He passes
he
the
was.
ball.
In the beginning of his career, he won 2-3 scoring titles in a row.
Exactly, and what did that get him? Nothing. He realized he doesn't need to be scoring a lot to be winning.
Just an MVP, but that's not a team thing.
Hey, Ryan, what about you? Put some input in here, man. What are you doing over here?
Melo is
You need better.
one of the greatest isolation scorers ever put the game of basketball.
Thank you, Paul.
You as the Knicks fans are completely oblivious to the whole fact that he screwed your franchise. I mean, that trade, because it was right before the lockout. He wanted to trade. He made you all. He basically held New York hostage to make the trade. So you all traded away a bunch of pieces, including Daniel Gallinari, who would have been pretty good with Carmelo back then. And basically, ever since then, you've been subpar, and you trade away all a bunch of young assets for Melo, and the hopes y'all win a ring. And it never panned out. And then you were beholden to him, and then y'all wouldn't get rid of him for no reason, because all he did was hold the ball. Then you brought in Phil Jackson, you had Isaiah Thomas as GM, and it just never worked. And then, finally decided to move off of him. It was too late.
I mean, we were just talking about Melo, but damn. All right.
I mean, I feel like they had a good team in
Yeah,
New York. I mean,
Melo.
Amari and Tyson Chandler. I mean, that was a pretty good team. I felt
Steve
like.
It was a pretty good team, but he
Yeah,
couldn't.
Steve
But the
Novak.
thing,
Knockdown
Yeah.
but the
3-point
thing
shooter,
is, he
nobody
couldn't
can-
play as a
Landry,
team
what's
player.
his name? Landry?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The light skin?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He couldn't play as a team player. He was not a team player. And
Landry.
why all of a sudden when Jeremy Lin came in, they started balling out.
One of the greatest isolation scorers in basketball.
So,
I still think
Linsanity is
basketball-
Linsanity.
my question
Not
to
a
Obed
player.
is, are you denying his greatness? Like, can we at least get out of you like that he is?
I've been said he's a great scorer. There's a lot of great scorers.
I mean, Kyrie Irving's going to go down history as probably the greatest scorer under 6'3" to ever play.
And then you got James Harden, a great scorer as well. KD, a great scorer as well. Like, there's a lot.
It's fucking fantastic.
Even LeBron's a great scorer. Averages 27 points a game. He can't even shoot like a consistent 3-point shot. Like, Giannis averaging 27.
Giannis is
If
a
you're
monster.
averaging 27, how are you not a great scorer? Like, to me, being a great scorer, okay, what? So what? You're in the NBA. Most people can, if they take enough shots. That's the other thing. When you take enough shots, you should be averaging, 30 points a game.
And to be fair,
You remember that one year where he shot like 50-something shot or 40 shots just to get like 30 points or something? It's ridiculous.
and also he needed like 8 rebounds just to put 1 layup up. That was the most annoying thing about Melo. But no, I think Melo was a great shooter, but I mean he's just not a team player, and that's why he's gonna be.
Bro,
ringless.
Melo would have been an all-time champion if there was a 3-on-3 basketball league. That would have been his sport.
Well, you can join high
He
school
was
league
one
then.
scoring champion. He was a 10-time NBA All-Star. 2-time second team, 4-time third team.
Did he have any MVPs?
NBA scoring champion 2013.
Got him MVP.
I mean, but one thing I thought, like, still even to this day, I guess if we're talking about, like, his selfishness, like, he was, like, everyone was saying, oh, Melo's going to the Lakers, Melo's going to the Lakers. Like, everyone was pretty much thinking Melo's going to the Lakers. And then, in the end, he's like, no, I don't want to go because you guys might not make the playoffs. But, like, maybe if he went, maybe he would have been that piece they needed. But I guess he just wanted to make a point, like, hey, like, if you're not winning, then I don't want to be a part of it. But he could have hopped on and maybe made a case for himself.
I mean, that worked both ways because at that point,
I just
the
think
Lakers knew it wasn't worth it trying to bring him in when if we're not going to make the playoffs, it's not worth paying him money that
Again,
it's not worth
I
it.
think the best way to
Right
say it,
now?
I just think he's a cancer on the team. He's a team cancer.
That's why the Rockets
cut
dropped
him,
him.
like, instantly.
Exactly, that's my
He
point.
wasn't showing intensity in practice. He wasn't.
This man still
gelling
thinks
right,
he
the
should be taking
chemistry
20
was
shots a
there.
game.
And the thing is, like, I feel for Melo, but at the same time, because I feel like he sees LeBron. He's like, well, I mean, we came in the same draft, we're basically the same age, and he's still dominating. Basically, top 2 player you want to say, for sure, top 5 player. And then Melo's over here, not even on the team. So I feel like he feels like he can compete just like LeBron's doing.
Right.
But he is a ball dominant player. He's not like LeBron. LeBron likes sharing first, and then he'll score his points. But Melo is more of I need to shoot it 30 times so I can score like 20 points.
I mean,
And that doesn't work.
At the same time, Melo hasn't been athletic since he had the braids with the Nuggets. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
he hasn't. LeBron still now is probably top 5, top 3 most athletic players in the league.
Yeah.
Still right now.
And he's 34 and injured.
His injury was his trainer told him that his injury was supposed to put him out 6 months, and he just fought hard through pain, everything, just to come back in time to help his team make the playoffs.
And
I mean,
that's
let's be honest. Like, he had remember Jared Insanity? And the man practically pushed him out? No offense, but he had Mike D'Antoni as his coach. Mike D'Antoni's done it about offense. I mean, he had Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire, going to the Western Conference Finals. I mean, makes no sense.
what makes no sense, Ryan. What point were you trying to make?
He had offensive talent. He was upset because whenever he wasn't playing in Germany, Lynn was scoring, and they were winning games. He came back in the lineup, immediately took on Jeremy Lin's touches. They went back to a subpar 500 team, and he had an offensive guru coach, and he couldn't make it work. He was just difficult to play with. Doesn't debate his greatness as a scorer, or he was a good player. He's going to go down, on the list of players that were great players and never won an NBA championship.
It's gonna be.
And in all honesty, it's his own fault.
It's gonna be the next Charles Barkley.
No, but Barkley tried to chase strings. Melo just doesn't care.
Nah, but Barkley,
AI.
Barkley was that boy though. He be dunking on people.
Barkley was chasing rings like 2 different times though. He went to Cleveland from Philly to Phoenix, and then he went to Houston chasing a ring after they went.
Hey, bro, let him be, bro. He was just trying to get a ring. But anyway, so now continuing with the Melo, do you think that he deserves a little bit better going out of the NBA, or is this a specific thing that
I just don't think.
earned?
I just don't think you can compare him to Wade going out. Why? Because Wade is going out as a champion. That's the only way I can explain it.
I mean, that and he's doing it all the right ways.
Exactly.
Right now, trying to think about it, where could he come back and have
Wade
that
really
exit?
turns with the type of player he is. Wade is not the same person that he was 5 years ago, carrying Miami. Wade comes off the bench, knows his role.
And that's the difference.
That's
the difference.
He's accepted, and playing like this, he's played free and has actually had one of his best seasons in the last 2-3 years. He's played healthy. He hasn't had any real injuries. Averaging 14 points off the bench is really good for a guy who's 36 years old, about to retire.
There is no reason with his gifted as a scorer, as Melo is, that he could not be on a championship caliber team, coming off the bench and being their lead scorer.
But his
Yeah,
he could have been with the Rockets.
Makes no sense.
His ego's
There's no
too big.
reason why he's going to be with some team and be the leading scorer off the bench.
What do you think, Omar? You let me know how you feel.
So, who is a championship caliber team that he could be on right now?
The Rockets.
Go ahead, Nick.
Could have been with the Rockets.
He could be with the Warriors.
He could be maybe with the Bucks now
Warriors,
that they've been dealing with
Bucks.
injuries. If they put one of those players on the IR list,
I mean,
it
hell,
frees
you
up
can
the
even put
spot.
him. You can even put him Toronto.
Shit, he could be in New York. Or he could be in Brooklyn with the Nets. That could be
That
it.
too.
What do you think, Omar?
He's actually he's born in Brooklyn too, so that
Express
makes sense.
express your feelings, Omar. I mean, this is your man, so come on now.
I just think that he's not playing another NBA minute. I don't think he will.
But
Back to the point of Wade's going out versus his going out. It's Melo's fault that he's going out the way because he's not really doing anything about it. But I think that he deserves something, not as great as Wade, but at least hey, you're going out, it's my last season, let's make the most out of it.
But
He's not even doing that.
But
So-
Omar, the difference is that he's on a team at least. Melo,
Yeah.
nobody wants Melo. So how can you give Melo the same thing that D-Wade is having when he's not even on the team?
Like I said, he's not going to play another NBA minute, but if he were...
But whose fault is that? That's not the NBA's fault. That is
I-
his fault.
I said earlier in the video, you'll see, it's literally Melo's fault.
Okay then. So then you can't be mad at people saying that's not that is one thing is right and the other one is not. If Melo's not on a team, you can't. What are you gonna do? Throw a parade in the middle of a halftime show for a random game? Oh, here Melo is honored for being one of the greatest scorers. Didn't they honor him in New York already?
They did a little bit, but I think we might have to push the brakes for a second because I think in this offseason he's gonna have to do some reevaluating. He's gonna have to get fit, and maybe if the Knicks make all the moves that they're gonna try to make with those 2 open max spots, and they might get the number 1 overall pick. Maybe that would be a perfect 6-man or at least a veteran person that the Knicks might be like, hey, we'll give you a minimum veteran contract. Come be with us. Finish off your career the way that you're supposed to, being one of the top 5 greatest scorers, unblockable, unguardable. Why not?
Ryan doesn't agree with it. Why don't you agree with it, Ryan?
Because it's not who he is. He hasn't done his whole career.
What about you? What do you think the NBA should do for
That's what I'm saying. With
Melo?
some reevaluating,
But
he might get to his senses.
But the thing is that he
What
just
should the
doesn't.
NBA do for Melo?
What?
I said, what should the NBA do for Melo? Not a damn thing.
Agreed.
I would
You
be
don't
okay
even
with
work
the.
anything.
I'd be okay with like the.
If
Knicks
he
resigning
wants to
him.
be in the NBA, he could be in the NBA today. Legitly. He could be in the NBA.
Bro, Ryan, I need you to
He
take.
should not
Right,
be in there.
right. I need you to take your tone down, bro. You know, nobody's arguing with you, bro.
That's a stupid question. He could play in the NBA today. He could be. He could be on Houston Rockets coming off the bench because that offseason been an easy 14 points a night, play half the minutes he used to, be a great player off the bench,
And
on
make
the
money.
team.
He could be making money right now.
Yeah, that's
But he chose not to.
I mean,
And
he's
fine,
still making
so I
money,
don't see why
but, like,
the Knicks
you know,
chose him
you know what I
for
mean.
damn thing.
Well, there you have it, you guys. I mean, we want y'all to comment on this about Melo. Is he supposed to earn, get something from the NBA? Is this his fault? Is it not his fault? Is he as great as Omar thinks he is? Or whatever it is that you guys want to say, comment on it.
He's
Not.
one of the greatest to do it with the scoring. A lot of people don't get that. Scoring the basketball is one of the greatest of all time. There you go.
As a last thing, I agree about the whole Knicks thing. I think he should go back to the Knicks.
It could still happen.
At least have like a 10-day retire or like a 1-day and just
Absolutely.
retire with the Knicks. I think.
Absolutely.
He could, but the thing is, he could easily be dropping 15 points a game if he just plays half the minutes that he used to play and he comes off the bench. But his ego is too big, and that's what ruins my image of him.
Omar, off the top of my head, I don't remember, but was he traded to the Thunder or did the Knicks release him and they signed
They
him?
traded him.
They traded him, right?
Yeah.
They traded him for the best of the team because the Knicks were rebuilding. They didn't get rid of him because it's like Melo we don't want you anymore. Bye, leave. They traded him because they needed to rebuild. They needed to get the most amount of wins.
I just remembered a great question that we're gonna move on to. We're gonna continue with the damn Knicks because we have two fans, two Knicks fans here. We got Omar and Jamari. Obviously, Jamari's not here, but why, Omar? Please explain it. I need it on live TV, on live video, on every recording. Why do you not like Porzingis? Do you like? Hold up. Before that, do you like Porzingis, and how did you feel about them trading him?
Oh, I thought it was for who on whose behalf?
Do you think it was a right move for the Knicks to trade him?
I mean, he was unhappy, but I kind of think of it as like the Kyrie situation. I think if you can convince someone to stay, like I think the Cavs could have convinced Kyrie to stay whenever he was talking. I mean, I know Porzingis was hurt a lot. I know he wasn't happy, but if you just go I know they've been trying to get someone. Obviously, it's easier said than done.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure if you get him someone to team up with, it'll work. And the Knicks didn't really get anyone. I mean, they got they get a pick.
Dennis Smith.
They got
But Dennis
and
Smith
DeAndre
Smith by himself,
DJ's
I mean, he hasn't
good.
been doing anything. DeAndre Jordan's probably not going to stay.
And they could have got Dennis Smith Jr.
Bro, this man's gonna get mad.
Hey, calm down, Ryan.
Smith Jr. and Kristaps Porzingis for nothing.
Hey,
For nothing.
hold up.
Dennis Smith Jr. is still developing. He could be a superstar.
The problem. Whoa.
Hold up, time out. Time out. Hey, Orlando, can you add subtitles to this?
Yo, but listen,
Still year two.
I don't think Dennis Smith Jr. will be a superstar. He'll be a very serviceable.
I think the
guard.
Mavs won the trade.
For
That's
sure.
for sure.
That's for sure. They got Luka Doncic. Like, they got Luka Doncic. You pair him up with Porzingis.
Listen,
This is what the Knicks got for Porzingis.
Bro,
Not
listen.
necessarily.
The problem about getting Dennis Smith Jr. is that team's already guard heavy.
Yeah.
Omar,
Like,
Ryan, I need you to calm the hell down.
Had
Let
the
other people
Knicks
talk.
not had any guards, okay, wow, Dennis Smith Jr. was a fair, not even fair. It still wouldn't have been a fair deal, but it would have made a little bit more sense. But the Knicks are so guard heavy that it was just like, all right, well, which one of you 6 young kids is gonna be one of the 2 starting guards?
But
So like it was stupid in my
I
opinion.
mean, the NBA is really different. It's not like the NFL where it matters how many positions you have in players, because year to year a team can completely change, and having those max spots,
Exactly,
having a
even
lot
more.
of
And
young
one of
talent,
the people
they
they
can
wanted
always get rid of those players.
exactly.
They were
And
definitely
so-
trading the tank, though.
Yes, obviously. But like even then, okay, you get Kyrie Irving, so now you have 7 guards who are gonna play in the 1 to 3 position.
Bro, they going.
So who is Dennis Smith Jr. is like really not very serviceable. Okay, you get Kyrie Irving. What is Dennis Smith Jr. now? A trade asset for what? He doesn't play.
No,
He can't show his
he can
value.
come off the bench and be an amazing point guard, or he can play the 2, and they can just play smaller.
No, he's not, because they got Alonzo Trier and Kevin Knox who are already doing better than Dennis Smith Jr.
Those are still development players, right?
Exactly.
Now, Dennis Smith Jr. is
But I
definitely
think Kevin
ahead of
Knox
those
a big
two.
No,
man.
no, he's
Small
not.
forward.
He's not ahead of Alonzo Trier or
That can
Kevin
be
Knox.
debated.
Emmanuel Mudiay is on the Knicks too, I think.
Emmanuel Mudiay and Frank
He's
Tillman.
a good 6 man off the bench. He didn't pan out. He was supposed to be
Yeah.
a good player in the NBA, and he hasn't panned out.
All right, so now we're gonna let the Knicks fan talk.
Mm-hmm.
Omar, why don't you like Porzingis, and why do you feel like the Knicks needed to do this? Please enlighten us.
First of all, I think the Knicks failed Porzingis. That's one point I'd have to say is that they didn't really live up to like, hey, let's build around Porzingis. They didn't live up to that. So like Josh said, yeah, they got tired and whatnot. But also, Porzingis suffered a lot of injuries throughout his time in New York. Not like a lot, like a exaggerating amount, but he suffered some injuries that cost him some time out. He only made the All-Star team 1 time. And for a player of his magnitude, I feel like he should have been repping like the Knicks in the All-Star game, like at least out of his 4 years he's been in the league now since 2015, at least 3 or 2 times. And the injuries haven't allowed him to do that. And this kind of reminds me of, Darko Milicic is a really bad idea, but a bad example. But he's a foreign player. He was a stud overseas. Darko was a stud overseas. Like he came here.
Bro, this guy's just been a stud here in the United States. What are you talking about?
Are you kidding me? Porzingis is still a unicorn. He's still going to come back, average 27, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists.
Bro,
He
and
is
he's
a
only
beast.
23 years old.
Yeah, but I don't.
7 feet tall. He's a dude.
I think he'll do good with the Mavs, but But
You still think he fit for what the Knicks want to do?
But at the end of the day, that's not his fault that he didn't fit. That's the Knicks'
Right,
fault
yeah, that's
because
what
they
he
didn't
said, yeah.
they didn't bring anybody in for him.
again, like I said, the Knicks failed him. But as a player, like he gave sparks, but he wasn't like consistent.
Bro, when you average 22 points a game, what are you talking about not consistent?
They just want Zion. That's all it is.
He had injury.
I
Yeah,
don't
of course that too. That's part of it.
Alright,
They
hold
wanted
up.
it. They have a great coach, and Dave Fizdale.
I like him a lot. I think he's underrated.
Okay, get Zion. They're still not gonna make the playoffs.
All right, right. So now we're gonna let Ryan talk
Two
because his
max
head
spots.
hurts.
They
Who
have-
are they
Ryan
gonna get?
Head
Wait. Who's they gonna get in 2 max spots?
They could.
Well,
this
according to
has-
Jamari, they're
is
gonna get
full-
Kyrie
is full
and they're
of
gonna get
stars.
KD.
Okay, they're not gonna do either of those.
If not, there's
But you realize-
Kemba Walker, there's a Jimmy Butler that's in there. Come on.
Okay,
there's
but listen,
Jimmy
Brooklyn
Butler's
has
the
2
next
max
Melo,
spots. Brooklyn,
selfish-wise.
listen. Hey, don't disrespect.
Hey,
Jimmy
but it's
Butler
true,
like that.
isn't it?
No, Jimmy
Bro,
Butler
he
plays
doesn't. He doesn't like staying anywhere.
Oh yeah, but listen, Brooklyn Nets have 2 max spots, and with a way better team than the Knicks.
That's
KD's
crazy to
already-
say. Just racing.
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
It's a smaller market according to Omar and according to Jamari. So
Who gives
why
a-
would you want to
Nobody
go
gives
to
a fuck
smaller
about the
market?
market anymore, bro.
Yeah.
People want to win, dog.
Speaking,
Like this
speaking
isn't.
of the Nets, they have Russ and D'Angelo Russell. I think he's gonna be wanting to get a little bit of money once his contract's up. How many years does he have left on his contract?
Maybe like
one
one.
or two.
Or like one.
So that's one player
What were you
that keep in
saying?
mind.
But they're not gonna max contract D'Angelo Russell. That's crazy.
I think they might.
They definitely
If
might.
they don't
about
get
Max-
anyone. If they don't get anyone.
Yeah, if they don't get anyone,
Right.
they got 2 max contracts. You're telling me? I'm sorry, but if Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving come, I'm sorry.
Right.
D. Rush, you're getting
Right.
dropped. Like that's just me. I'm sorry. Like appreciate the service,
That's a
but
big if, man.
they'll
That's
get.
a
I think they
big
can
if.
get one other star player. I think the Brooklyn Nets will have a better team next year after all this free agency is said and done than the Knicks will.
Oh, that's a bold statement right there.
Even with Zion Williamson.
That's a bold statement, man. Okay, Ryan, we're gonna let you talk because you haven't talked in the past 5 minutes. Thank you for not disrupting everybody, looking like Stephen A. Smith out here. Anyways, keep going. Talk. What is your opinion on the Knicks? Do you think they're gonna land two? You know, they have 2 max contract. Do they land anybody? And
No, they won't.
all right, keep going. No, keep going.
Why won't
They
they?
won't land 2 max free agents. That's for damn sure. Because you're not getting KD. I don't think KD. If KD leaves the Warriors, he's not going to New York. It's not going to happen.
So where's he gonna go?
Kyrie, you can get Kyrie, but the problem is now you're going to have, like Obed said, like 5 or 6 guards on the roster. Dennis Smith Jr. kind of plays the exact same game. I mean, except for he likes to dunk. So that'd be really hard to have 2 point guards that like to handle the ball. Let's see. You had Zion. I mean, I think if you get Zion, you're maybe a borderline playoff team. I think he changes the franchise mentally.
I think he changes it mentally, but I don't know about on the court as like, you know, I mean, obviously if you get 2 max contract players, obviously
Right.
with Zion, yeah, that's a, you know, you get KD.
That's a big three.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a big three.
Off rip, yeah, but I mean, they still, I just don't see like if they get one player and Zion, I mean, it's just oh, you're gonna sell a lot of jerseys. Again, we'll see about Zion. I mean, he's dominating in college and he's a freak of nature, but I think at the end of the day, if he doesn't have a consistent jump shot, you're playing with the big guys now. I think he'll be great. I just don't know about him being a franchise changer by himself.
I think it won't matter. Him not being able to knock down threes as consistent as NBA players should nowadays, I don't think it will matter as much because him physically, he is NBA ready. He's like LeBron. He's gonna come in. His shot might not be 100% ready for the NBA,
Bro, I don't think he's like LeBron though, because LeBron,
the way that man gets to the rim.
yeah, because he's playing
With the
against
left.
college right now. That's what Melo did all through college. But look what happened, brother. It's more than just being a physical
Totally different
specimen.
game. It's a totally different game when you get to college. Because all like if you watch champions, there was like 4 people in the paint. Watch a pro game. He's going to get inside the paint. He's going to get the ball. He's going to get somebody that's not going to be 285 pounds like he is, and he's going to bully somebody.
But we look past
And that
like
kid with that hot move he's got, he's going to score in the pro. I think he's there to make his money the first year in the post. And then he looks like he's getting a jump shot. I mean, I think his shot is kind of weird, but it's not broke. It's not no Lonzo Ball or Ben Simmons where he can't shoot the
No,
ball.
it's not.
Ball and Meadows are fine. Everyone says it, you know. He just needs to get more shots. He'll be fine in the pros.
His ability to get to the rim will help his shot
They
too.
play defense. They can't play defense.
Damn,
I
right?
always love LeBron, but the kid's gonna score. And I think he's a freaking nature.
Also, I need someone to answer the question: what the hell happens in Philly? Because all these pure shooters go to Philly and they lose their shot. Markel Fultz and so what's his name? Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons highlight tape in high school, straight shooter. Went to Philly, died. I don't know what it is. Y'all let me know, Philly fans. I know Omar hates the Phillies. Don't you? Don't you, Omar?
I hate the city of Philadelphia. Everything about it. Bro, I will go for Lincoln Citizen Bank.
You, Obed, and Sunpak, unreal.
Yeah, but the difference is the difference there is that Obed, Seabass, and who the hell else, Raph, have an actual reason why they hate Philly. Omar just hate Philly just because of their fans. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
One more point on Zion while we're still talking about Zion. What is the Duke's record since he's been back? They're undefeated. They've won every single game. He's also a player that makes players around him good. His teammates play better when he's on the court. And I think that's something that can help the Knicks immensely if they can luck out and get that number
What's
one
his shooting
overall pick.
percentage? What is his shooting percentage? Because I know for like the 80
Probably the 60s,
Probably gonna be high because he
Something
dunks. Probably gonna
ridiculous.
be high because he dunks a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a great shooting percentage. He's gonna win College Player of the Year. That's already like book it. Even with all those games he missed, I think so. Yeah.
I mean, RJ Barrett's pretty clutch, but I'd probably say Zion too.
All right.
We gotta see if Duke even wins the championship first.
I got them winning it.
I mean, they should. They have the best team, but
It was Porter. That was Porter with some shit yesterday with on the
that's
weekend.
true.
they lucked
UCF.
out. They lucked out against UCF.
I think another thing with free agency, big fish is going to the Knicks is in those meetings, the owner's going to have to be there, right? I'm assuming owners are usually in the meetings, and the Knicks owners does not have a good rep right now, and that might hurt them.
Look, man, it's about time New York does something, bro. The Knicks, like, I mean, y'all have Madison Square Garden over there.
Bro, I just don't get how
collecting dust.
you're the mecca of basketball and you guys aren't even good. Like, and you guys haven't been good.
I mean, they're in a rebuilding.
No, but wait.
So the
When
last-
have they been good?
68 field goal percentage.
Since we've been alive.
So
68.
So
Field goal
quick question.
percentage.
They made the finals against the Spurs in 01, I believe, or 99 was it?
Yeah, with Patrick Ewing.
They got
With
rolled.
the
Last
old
time.
Patrick Ewing.
Yes, that's last
They
time.
got piped.
You
Right.
said our lifetime.
I mean,
That's
you were watching basketball at 3 years old. You remember that? That's what I'm talking about. Like actually watching the game.
And I think if any duo is gonna be together anywhere, I think it'd be Kyrie and Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, but to me, Kyrie and Jimmy Butler's not even like
Yeah, but they're like
Well,
but they're super close. But I'm saying like if I think it'd be
the only
Butler.
way the Knicks, to me, all of a sudden become a contender, even with Zion, assuming they get Zion, is if they get KD and somebody else, or Anthony Davis and somebody else.
We're still a year away from that because he has to be traded right now. If we're talking about AD going anywhere, he has to be traded by the Pelicans, which I think he will with the whole situation how it comes.
Of course
with
he
the
will.
Pelicans
It'll be in
over-
June 6th.
They should have took
Either
all
June
the,
or even during the draft. Teams get antsy in the draft.
You can't
a lot
draft
of things
until
can
June
happen.
6th.
They
I'm
should
saying no trade.
I'm saying they're not going to trade until June 6th because the only person that they're going to wait to see Boston's offer.
They should've took-
Boston's
they should've
offer
took the Lakers
was like
roster.
June 6th.
That's true, but I think
Boston has
they-
the best trade value. The Knicks don't have any trade value because they got rid of Porzingis.
So if the Lakers somehow magically get that lottery ball and their number one overall pick, and they call up the Pelicans, hey, we got the number one overall pick. You guys can get a player that you can build on, and we don't really need a rookie right now. We need someone who we know is a star off rip. I think they might be Zion for AD. Pelicans wouldn't listen.
You don't do that. Why would you do that?
I think the
Why?
Lakers would keep
Because
Zion.
wait, LeBron's what, 35? You got Zion at like 21. You could have the next 14 years of plus side, or you could try to win in the next 3 or 4 years.
Well, you got to think about it this way. Magic's time is ticking. He's running that team right now with Pelinka and Braun helping. And Braun's not going to be there forever. Magic might not be there forever. They want a championship.
Don't matter if
They
Braun's
want a
there or
championship
not.
now, though. If you
Don't
get
ma-
Zion,
That's the
AD,
thing.
who gives you the better chance of winning a championship right now? AD or Zion?
Obviously, AD. That's my whole point.
Okay,
NBA is
so-
another game. But I'm just
Thinking-
saying.
Right
thinking
now,
through an
if they had to
offense-
pick one, AD would give them the better chance. But if you're the Lakers, that's an idiotic move. First of all, there's a bunch of GMs in the league that aren't even big into AD anyway.
And they're all idiots then.
He's top 3 best players in the planet, I feel like.
AD?
Yes, absolutely.
Big man.
In general.
No, big man. he's
In
not.
general, look at his numbers. In general.
If I was the Lakers and I had Zion with the first pick, I would trade for Anthony Davis. I'd trade LeBron for Anthony Davis. Keep the young core.
You don't do that. You can't trade LeBron.
Why not?
Bro, you're drunk.
Why not?
You can't trade LeBron.
Yeah, Anthony
Come
Davis
on,
is
man,
young.
baby,
You know how
can't
young,
do it.
how good that team would be? Kuzma, Ingram, Zion, Anthony
I mean, you're not gonna win
Davis.
anytime soon.
We already know.
But that team would
They didn't
be
make the playoffs this year.
amazing.
You already know it's not going to work. When LeBron got hurt, that
Well,
team,
yeah, but they were all hurt. Like Lonzo got hurt, LeBron got hurt. There were so many injuries. When they were together, they had a big time positive
yeah,
record.
they were playing great.
Yeah.
And
They
then
look like
wait.
Showtime Lakers.
Anyways, and then he comes back, and all the trade rumors come, and then everyone's
Yeah,
like,
he messed that up.
everyone's like, fuck LeBron.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think nobody wants to play with him regardless. Honestly.
Look up the highlights of Christmas Day when the Lakers beat Golden State.
Oh my
And
God.
are you going to tell me that wasn't reminiscent of
Look at the look how
modern
many
day
how many
Showtime
times
Lakers.
did the Warriors get blown out this year? After in their own
I know
home
it
court,
happens.
like
I
4
know
times,
it happens,
by like
but I'm
25
saying-
plus points. So it's an
Yeah,
anomaly.
Luka did that.
Let's
Luka messed him up.
yeah, let's see what happens in the playoffs. Well, one, the Lakers aren't in it.
Right.
And let's just look. I mean, the last 2.5 years, I mean, the Warriors have been dominating everybody. Who gives a fuck what happens in the regular season? Everybody.
I mean,
knows.
obviously, but I'm saying Lakers at their best, Golden State at their best. We're gonna see some exciting basketball.
Yeah,
Yes or
and
no?
you're gonna. Yes, you're right. It's gonna be
Okay,
a 4.
that's all I'm saying.
It's gonna be an exciting 4-game
That's
loss.
what
Four
I'm
losses.
saying.
That's why I meant my Showtime. What do you
It's
think
gonna,
about
it's gonna
Showtime?
be an exciting 4-game loss. Like, come on, bro. It's gonna be a 4-1 series. That's not exciting. Yeah. Oh wow, LeBron dunked it, and they lost by 8 points instead of 30 the last.
There's a
3 years.
difference between entertaining and who's gonna win, who's gonna lose. I'm just saying Showtime Lakers.
I just don't think it's entertaining
That's what
when
I
you're
meant
losing.
by that.
I don't think it's entertaining when you lose 4 out of 5 games. As a Lakers fan, is it entertaining if you lose 4 out of 5 games?
No.
Well, you're that's a big if. Like that's gonna happen. Like it.
I mean, let me tell you the fact. No, I'm
that's
t-
what.
no, I'm not. I'm not
LeBron
speculating.
doesn't lose in 4
I'm not.
5.
I'm not speculating because
It's
LeBron's not in
always
the
at least
playoffs.
6.
I'm not speculating because LeBron's not even in the playoffs. So I was being generous out of 4-1 loss to the Warriors. LeBron's not even in the playoffs, Mark.
I'm not. That's not even what I was talking about.
Yeah, you're-
to be honest. I was
You were just
saying,
talking about the ifs, right? And I'm telling you about the ifs. The ifs is they probably would have lost in less than 6 games. I mean, they're not even in the playoffs, so you're right. We shouldn't even be speculating. We shouldn't be thinking about the Showtime
Right.
Lakers.
I'm just saying.
Because they don't really got no Showtime players right now. LeBron's halfway hurt.
Yeah. They're saying the Warriors are kind of out of sync too, though, right now with
Yeah.
Cousins.
I agree, but still.
They're out of sync because Draymond too. There's a
Draymond's
little bit
not
of
good
beef,
anymore.
interior beef in there that a lot of people aren't really paying attention.
But at the end of the day, when the playoffs come around, all the boys know what they
They're
want.
gonna lock
yeah,
in.
they're
Steph's gonna be like, y'all gotta tighten up or I'm taking over, basically.
I mean, dude, they already said it. They keep asking everybody about free agency, and everyone says the same shit. I don't give a fuck. I want to get this championship. After I get this championship, then we talk about free agency. Because they're winners. I mean, that's the way I see it. And I think even D Boogie was still a better player than Anthony Davis, even after his injury. I think once he's 100%, I think D Boogie's the best big man in the
Best
league
center,
again.
yes, in the NBA.
So I know you guys probably won't agree with this, but there's the psychological aspect when it comes to winning in big markets, especially when you got a fucking drought. Especially when you got a drought, like the Knicks.
Alright, I'll shoot my shot.
What does that have to do with anything we were just talking about?
40
Oh,
fucking
God.
got a damn championship, and you think
And
you're
yes,
gonna go in there, all of a sudden in 2 or 3 years, get a team together and win a championship just like that.
no, that's my whole point. I've been saying that. I don't think that's going to happen regardless of who they get.
I mean,
I don't think they get Zion. Like I said, only way that shit happens is they get Zion, KD, and somebody else.
they got guys that have been there, done that right now. Magic Johnson, Kobe's been helping with recruiting a little bit. He's
We're
been
talking about the Lakers?
We're talking about
I thought
the
we were
Lakers
talking
in
about
New
the
York.
I'm talking about the Knicks.
Oh, he's talking about the Knicks right now?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay. That's a whole different conversation. I thought we were done talking about the Knicks.
Yeah, bro. I was confused too.
I think
Yeah, bro,
Kyrie's gone though.
We're
He's
gonna
gone.
move on. We're gonna move on to the Lakers. What? You're drunk. You're drunk.
No,
Josh,
but they're not going to get the first pick.
Josh, you're drunk,
They're not
bro.
going to get the first
You
pick.
do not trade
They
LeBron
can.
James.
I would.
You're drunk with that.
They're a top
I
7,
would.
top 8 bad worst team.
I
in the
mean,
NBA.
I know
they could
Oh, I
luckily
don't
get
know about
that ball.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
it's
they're
LeBron,
different.
I know, but like, I feel like that'd be such a young killing team that. I mean, who's gonna say you're not gonna get another? You can get a max free agent because they got room.
They can, yeah.
So
For
what?
one more.
Yeah, so I mean, they could get a really stacked team. I would do it. I mean, if I could get a max free agent, I don't know who it is. If I could get them, I could trade LeBron for Anthony Davis. And the Pelicans said we will do it. I would do it.
Okay, wait. Now let's go back. Retroactive back to the Lakers
Okay.
trade. Was that trade rumor? Do you think that they would have got Anthony Davis for everything they were trading that they're a championship team?
Who?
The Lakers.
No, because they wouldn't have anyone.
No,
They might have. They
But
might
in a
have
couple
squeaked in the playoffs.
after the
Oh
summer.
yeah,
the
the
playoffs.
playoffs. But
They
would they have been a championship team?
No, but maybe after the summer they would because if they get someone. But
Who would
as they
they-
were,
But who
no.
would they be able to get with 2 max contracts already? And
Kyrie already apologized to LeBron. They're in good
but
terms.
you can't afford Kyrie, AD, and LeBron.
The
You can't.
NBA has been known as a fraternity league. These guys are all close. All it takes is one call, one text message to get them boys on board, and anything.
But you
happens.
can't afford them. You can't afford 3 max players.
What do you mean?
Oh no,
might-
they would have one more because they
A
can
lot
have
of-
2 this
How
summer.
the hell
I think.
Golden State can afford all
I
those
A
think.
lot
people
of the
then?
contracts
Because
that they
Cousins
have.
signed for $2 million.
Yeah, but
That's
KD
it.
and
KD's,
Curry.
but
KD's
Draymond-
not max.
Yeah, KD's not max.
I think it was like
Draymond
30
and
mil.
Neil's Clay.
KD's
Bro, you
been
have to
taking less
understand-
money in one plus one deals.
This is the thing that KD. This is the thing. Curry's on a max deal,
Yeah, like a
but
super
most
max.
of his money is coming in the next couple years.
Right.
Because every year the cap increases. So although
That's how
it looks
it's on,
it looks like a lot of money, yeah, he's still not getting paid like LeBron's getting paid this year. He's not, even though it's a max contract. And Klay Thompson's only getting paid 20 mil.
I hope Clay leaves.
Draymond's not even getting
yeah.
paid.
Why? Who knows?
Draymond's not even getting paid 20 mil.
Right, Draymond.
That's why the issue will come this year because they can only afford
Yeah.
2 like almost max contracts, which right now is Steph and KD.
Right.
That's why they wouldn't afford 3. So there's no way the Lakers could afford AD, LeBron, and Kyrie. There's no unless Kyrie decides, you know what,
Right.
I'm gonna take a $5 million
I don't
deal.
think he'd do that.
And even
Kyrie.
then, when they were gonna trade
They
6
could figure it
players,
out. They could figure it out. Financially, they would be able to figure it out.
I just don't think he cares that much about to take. I don't think because that would have to take for LeBron to take a cut.
No,
Because I don't think.
he wouldn't.
I don't think. So you're gonna tell me an old 34-year-old LeBron is gonna tell a young Kyrie Irving
You
who could be
trade-
getting paid $30 million a year to take a cut for an old dude who's on the downslope?
Man.
No, bro. That's just common sense. That no one's gonna do that unless you're desperate for a championship. Kyrie already has a championship.
I mean, the front office will do what the front office does, but I know that it can be done just because I've seen it get done. The Heat did it. The Golden State has done it for the last 2-3 years that KD's been there. It could be
That's
done.
because
And
but that's because they're already under contract. But you're talking about Kyrie and AD going into new contracts. They can't afford 3 people like that.
trades is what makes that happen. Trades, and also a lot of the veteran players the Lakers have, they were purposely signed to one-year deals because they didn't know if this would happen. They didn't know if the mean team would work, and obviously it didn't. So all those guys, Rondo, Lance, JaVale,
I
all
keep
those guys
JaVale.
are gone. They won't be there next year.
Right.
That's a known.
But they wouldn't be. They're not occupying much money anyways. Is what I'm
Beasley's
saying.
not even a part of the team anymore.
They traded
In
him.
China,
Which was such an idiot trade because Zubac is killing it with the Clippers right now.
Yeah.
Zubac, that was a bad trade.
That was a
yeah.
horrible trade.
I don't
Hey,
know. He's
Obed.
he was still developing.
Oh,
As a
my
Warriors fan,
God.
would you keep Steph in?
Oh no.
Would you keep Steph in Clay or Steph and KD?
Dog, I'll keep who wants to be there. If KD wants to be there,
That's,
Well, Steph is
that's
good.
what it comes down to.
Yeah, it's Steph. I
Yeah.
mean, it comes down to like, hey, listen. And at the end of the day, it's like, all right, if KD wants to, the thing is that nobody's gonna get a max contract besides Steph and Curry. Like, no one's gonna get paid more than
Clay
Steph and
would get
Curry.
his.
No, Clay would not get paid more than Steph and Curry.
You good, Ryan?
Not
So
more, but I'm saying he would still make a lot of money.
he would, but
all the dynasty.
it would be KD. I mean, for the franchise, I would like KD and Steph, like shit.
Right.
I mean, it sucks for Clay, but he's the best player. So, as if I was the owner, that's what I'd want to keep. But it had to be a long-term deal. Like it wouldn't be like, all right,
KD has alluded that he wants to be the highest paid player, maybe in the league, maybe in the team that he plays for. So I think it's already pretty much not a wrap, but it's pretty. We can bet that KD's not going to be in Golden State anymore.
and it shouldn't really matter, bro, because when they get this, it's 3P. Only 3 teams have ever done that. Both Michael Jordan teams and now the Warriors, if they get a 3P. So at this point, like honestly, I'm a Curry fan, but like I could care less. If everybody fucking leaves, I could care less. Wow, everyone's gonna talk shit about the Warriors. So what? They wish won 4 championships in 5 years. Like a lot of organizations would wish they were the Cleveland Cavaliers who won 1. You know.
I mean, and I think things are getting a little bit boring too with Golden State always there, and teams. We see that dynasties don't last forever. I mean, this isn't the 90s or 80s where Boston is winning every year.
Unless you are the Patriots.
I mean, that's a whole different sport. But yeah,
The Lakers.
I was gonna say that too. Unless you're the Patriots, but
The Lakers three-peated, man.
yeah, I was thinking that too. I didn't want to be wrong, but yeah, the Lakers.
You know what? We're gonna bring that up.
What?
Now we're gonna bring the smoke for real.
Oh.
Do that.
Rank LeBron, Michael, and Kobe.
Michael number 1, LeBron number 2, Kobe number 3.
All right.
No. I'd say Michael, Kobe, LeBron.
Now, what do you mean by that? Best player, best scorer, best champion,
Best overall
Mamba
player.
mentality? What are we talking about? Best overall. Best overall.
Best Laker.
All right. I think we're watching him play right now.
Kobe.
Yeah, definitely not, bro.
What? What did he say? What did he say? I didn't even hear what you said. What did you say, Ryan? Well, your name's Ryan.
Kobe.
Before I rank those 3, I'd rather eat cow tongue.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry that
All right.
Sorry, no Grace went to the Knicks. Anyways,
I think the league was different when MJ was playing, but LeBron would have still did great things if he played in the 90s, I believe. So I think we have to give it to LeBron, MJ, and then Kobe. Kobe and MJ are a lot closer than people think, though. I think that he was great. There are players that.
Bro, I'm sorry,
might not
Michael
ever see
Jordan.
Kobe.
Michael Jordan is, bro, 6 for 6, dog.
bro, and then Bill Russell, 11 rings. If all you're counting is rings,
No,
Bill
I'm
Russell.
not saying that, bro. He retired to play a whole other sport for a year and a half, comes back and gets a 3-peat.
So
Who would ever do that? LeBron can't even do 3-peat now.
Michael played in college too. LeBron didn't play in college. That's another year LeBron had.
Bro.
is that LeBron's fault though?
No.
No.
Okay, then.
Okay, so now y'all taking it back. Oh, is it Michael Jordan's fault he played back in the day? No, he was born earlier. So don't you can't play that same game.
All right.
His earlier doesn't have to do with anything playing college.
I'm
No,
saying
he said that the reason why is because the game's different now.
Oh.
No. I'm thinking because like when people say Jordan and LeBron, it's often because of the time that they played. That's the comparison. But to me, I think it's LeBron is great because there will never be another LeBron. LeBron's doing great things even at this age of 36. He will be doing great things 2 years later when he's 38.
All right,
That-
that's
what
what are you talking about? MJ didn't do it at that age.
MJ, when he was 40, he was with the Wizards coming
And
off
dropped
the
50
benches last year.
And dropped 50 points in a game at 40 years old.
You don't think LeBron can do that?
You don't think
Oh, wait, we gotta see if LeBron can get to 40 first. Wait.
He can.
What do you mean he missed half the season this year?
He got
He
injured
missed
once.
18
Exactly.
Once in 18
Okay.
years.
That's not.
Okay.
Do you know 82 minus.
Okay, 18
divided by
games.
2.
Okay, and what happened when he was what happened to his team this year? Missed
Bro,
the
they're
playoffs.
trash.
A bunch
Okay.
of young players that are under 25. They don't know how to lead. There's no leaders. They don't know how to play. They have a young.
So it's the first time LeBron got hurt, right?
Yes.
Okay, what happens if he gets hurt again and he doesn't make the 38? Also, what I'm saying, we can't assume that he's gonna make the 38.
I mean, yeah, we can. He's a physical specimen that we'll never see in the league ever again.
All right, you want to rank them? Ryan, you rank them. Well, you already did. Omar, you rank them. Stop being an idiot about college.
Michael Jordan,
That goes MJ.
LeBron James, and Michael Jordan.
Yo, this guy's drunk.
This guy said.
Dude said Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and MJ.
No, but for real, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Kobe. That's my.
And Ryan, you said?
And
Well, you said something different.
I said Kobe
No,
too.
you said
LeBron.
something.
Okay, so why did you say Kobe ahead of LeBron?
MJ,
Because
LeBron, Kobe.
I know everyone always says, "Oh, like Shaq carried him."
Because he did.
Yes.
I mean,
But we can't talk about
Not
character.
entirely.
But we
Not
can't talk.
entirely.
No,
If
not.
Kobe's not there. They're not winning those championships.
But then the thing is that y'all. That's what I don't like about a lot of fans, that they don't look at the total thing.
Yeah.
They want to look at they had Shaq carrying one. Like Mark said, no, he didn't carry. So what happens if Ray Allen doesn't hit the shot?
Right.
What happens if Kyrie doesn't hit that shot?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't say what if. The facts are what happened. The Kobe Bryant won how many championships?
5.
Okay, then. He's a fucking champion. He never changed his team. You know, he stayed there. He didn't have to go anywhere else. You know what I'm saying?
But
Like,
that's not LeBron's fault. That
I'm not saying, see, that's what I didn't say it was LeBron's fault. I'm just saying, I still think LeBron's too, in my opinion, but I'm just saying, he stayed there. He didn't have to go to anybody. Nothing happened. And he always did what he had to do, you know what I'm saying? He played through fucking torn Achilles in one game. You know, he was a true champion. I still think he's my 3. And I think the reality of it is as generational GOATs. Because we want to you know, compare LeBron to Kobe or to Michael Jordan. You can't compare that because why? This man played in a different age where, okay, we can assume that LeBron could play, but bro, these people out here throwing elbows and punching each other and not shit's happening.
Yeah,
Now,
but then also LeBron's like 6'8", that's a specimen. He could easily overtake anybody too.
let's look at the 2012 finals.
What the guy?
When JJ Barea, when JJ Barea took over, 5'9", JJ
You're talking about
Barea.
hitting people.
Exactly, bro. I watched the game, bro. There was
You're
a
talking about
game.
hitting people. You don't think that a 6'8", 280 pound person could dominate back then either?
No. He's always asking for fouls.
But that's the game now.
That's my point.
Okay,
He's always
then.
asking for fouls.
So if the game was different and he played when they were hitting
asking
people,
for fouls because he's not getting the fouls that he is demanded. The fouls that other players always get because they're
Other
smaller than him.
other players always get, and those fouls are nothing compared to the fouls back then. That's what I'm saying. It's
but
two
what I'm
different.
saying,
It's
but
two different.
That's fine. That's do different games, but at the same
That's
time,
not true.
he's 6'8", 290 pounds. He could easily overtake anybody.
That's true.
Most
He
of the
easily
time.
overtakes.
To a certain extent.
You're crazy.
He only
To a
plays
certain
like-
extent, no, bro. Y'all out here.
I mean,
acting like-
obviously not versus like a damn Shaquille O'Neal or Olajuwon or something like that, but like a smaller player, of course he will overtake them. He's 6'8", 280.
He's gonna overtake Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley was the same size.
Exactly.
NBA rules were different in the 90s as well.
Bro,
There
all I'm
was
saying
less
is every
hyper-shot.
great player had rules did against him. Michael Jordan, they put rules against him to try to limit his play. Allen Iverson, they try to get rid of the crossover because he was so good. LeBron James, every little thing you look at him the wrong way, it's a fucking foul. This man somehow was a charge on JJ Barea. JJ Barea didn't even touch the dude. LeBron flopped. And after that, I lost respect for LeBron. And I was like, damn, bro, you're 6'8". You trying to take a charge from a 5'9". He didn't even touch him. That's the craziest part. He gets away with shit because he's a superstar too. That's the other thing. And he cries about it. Huh?
They didn't give Kobe Chris Paul.
Oh, that was
That's a whole. We can do a whole podcast on that.
So they don't give, yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like the league obviously is different now than it is, but you know you get away with shit like, oh, like you know he created the big 3. I don't give a fuck. He did what he had to do to win. That's why I don't count it against him. But at the same time, you can't get mad at somebody. For example, Kevin Durant when he goes joins the Warriors, he wants to win. He got, and you said it yesterday. What did you say yesterday about Chris Bosh when he was a Raptor?
He was a great.
Well, he was the best fucking power forward at the time,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. 27.
But when I talk
9,
about,
9.
but then all of a sudden, oh, Chris Bosh wasn't that good when he was a Heat.
Who said that?
Because he was like the 3 option.
He said it before. Every time I talk about it, yes, bro.
He don't win the championship if he doesn't go up and grab that rebound.
Obviously.
Pass it to
Nah,
him.
bro.
But
we're not talking about
He wasn't good.
well, I didn't say that people didn't say he wasn't good. People want to act like LeBron James was everything, and then Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh were just like
I don't know. Who
okay
Right.
players.
Right.
You act like that off the podcast because we've had these conversations.
I've never said Chris Bosh was trash.
I didn't say. Did I say he was trash? Did I say he was trash? I said that they're
roll it
okay.
back, bro. I'm just saying that stuff on the podcast.
Nah, bro, because y'all be acting different on the podcast.
Okay.
We've always been talking about this shit. Y'all act like D Wade and Chris Bosh are okay. Like they were the greatest
We're not
player of
talking-
their,
we're
like
not
they were
talking
the
about
greatest
the
of their
whole-
position at the time. Because Dwayne Wade was arguably the best shooting guard at the time, and it was clear that Chris Bosh was the best power forward. But when we talk about it to compare, oh, Michael Jordan had Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan had this person. But then you talk about Chris Bosh, like, oh, Chris Bosh was okay when he was a Heat. He was the best when he was a Raptor. No, he was just averaging 30 points because he was the only player on the team.
Right.
Just like any good player does. Like, look at James Harden.
Kevin Love.
Look at James Harden. Like, Kevin Love is a fucking, he was averaging almost 30 and fucking 15.
Right.
He goes to the Cavaliers. Oh, he's not that good anymore.
Yeah, you don't get the touches that you would get. As
But that's
a
what I'm
Heat.
saying, that when you compare them, people always want to talk about how everyone with Michael was so great. But then when you say about LeBron, about all the great players he played with, they're like, oh no, they were okay. Oh, Kevin Love wasn't that good. Kyrie Irving was okay. He had like drama issues. But they were fucking, at the end of the day, what are they going to be? In the Hall of Fame, why? Because they're fucking amazing players.
I think more of what you're alluding to is at the end of the Heat era, when Wade was hurt, beat up, messed up knees, Bosh wasn't ready, and physically he was also hurt. LeBron didn't have the help that he needed. So yeah,
And he didn't win, correct?
so yeah,
Yes.
at the end of the era, yes, that's what actually made
But even
LeBron leave.
Exactly. So what? In the beginning of the era too, while they were all healthy, lost. Then they won one.
The first season against Dallas, LeBron said that's the only series he said I didn't give it my all, and I know that I didn't put my team in the best position to win a championship. That's the only series
I
he
don't
said.
know about any of that. That's
Are you serious?
no, I'm saying because you watch all those videos. So you're
Okay,
the one
that's
bringing up
fine.
that. I don't know.
Okay, but what champion it goes into a finals and it doesn't give it their all? So now we're gonna.
I mean,
so,
he did.
So
but all those
you
games
just
were
said that he
close.
said he didn't.
No, yeah.
You just said he said he didn't. So my point is,
Not that
okay, we're not
he
gonna
wasn't
make. So
mentally
now
focused
we're not
that
gonna
way.
give it. That's not an excuse though. That's my point. Like
It
that
wasn't.
shouldn't.
That made
You're
him
making
learn.
it.
He learned how to win a championship. He
And then-
knew the next year against the Thunder, there was no way in hell I wasn't going to go into that series with a killer mentality that I have to play my best basketball every single game. And what happened? They beat him in 5.
Okay.
They beat him in 5, and that last game wasn't even close. At
Right.
But
the
three
Thunder-
minutes left in the probably in the third quarter of this game. They already
Right.
had the bench players out there.
All right, we're gonna let you talk. What's up, bro?
Hey, what was the conversation you and I had last night? That the conversation was over with LeBron when he choked against Dallas. I mean, the man was averaging like 15 points. It was shooting awful. Against Dallas, like a Dallas team that you could have easily dominated. What they had Barea and Nowitzki, and they were.
Bro, and the only reason Nowitzki won MVP is because Nowitzki.
Clearly the better team on paper.
No, don't say that.
What do you mean?
Nowitzki was
JJ
making
Barea was the best player in that series. Was he not?
That's a little Puerto Rican
Paul
virus.
Akron was the best player in the series.
Was he not, Ryan? As a white person, was he not the best player in the series?
No, absolutely not. You must have not watched it.
What are you talking about? Oh, I clearly watched LeBron.
You
You
was in
saying?
8th grade, probably not watching basketball. That
Yes,
time
I
or
was,
something,
bro.
man.
Yes, I was. I
Me
seen
and
LeBron
you didn't
as a
watch the
white
same series. Dirk was making clutch shots that I don't know if any other player can make.
Oh, Nas, any other? Oh my goodness.
No,
I mean, they were guarded perfectly.
But Barea was playing out of his mind too. He literally got Western Conference Finals MVP. Like he was riding that wave. Like he
Look,
made it
I'm
happen.
putting.
Just like
JJ had a great series. I'm not saying that.
MJ. You know how many great players played with MJ's era, and how many times MJ stopped great players from winning rings? Like in the finals, how many people he had to beat that were like legends? Like he shot this group from getting rings. I think of LeBron. I mean, Steph Curry's won a ring against him. Klay Thompson. Let's not forget. San Antonio's won a ring. I'm just saying, like, and then Dallas. Like Dallas had no business beating him. Dirk Nowitzki should not have a ring right now. Dirk Nowitzki should probably one of the best players and never wins a ring. But because LeBron choked, that's how it is. Like, that's how I think about
I
it.
agree. I agree with
Yeah,
Ryan.
the Heat definitely lost that series more than the Dallas one.
Exactly.
That's
So when I'm
for
thinking
sure.
about, I think that MJ stopped players from getting rings. LeBron hasn't.
And do you guys agree that there's like that's just a thing in LeBron's career, like comparing them to MJ
Yes.
and Kobe?
Yes.
Such
That's it. That's the end of the argument with MJ. I think he's a better. See, here's the thing I hate is you try to compare them. It's like 2 different positions and like 2 different types of players. Kobe to MJ is the closest. Kobe's the closest thing you ever see to MJ. Just like their mentalities.
Okay, real quick.
LeBron's the closest thing to Magic. Like he's just a 6'8" freak of nature that can handle the ball. And it's ridiculous.
Real quick,
And LeBron's best asset is the fact that he can pass.
All right, so JJ averaged 8 points, 8.8. I'll give him 9. Okay, he averaged 9 points, 3 assists. Dirk averaged 26 points and about 10 rebounds, and shot 41 from the field. So you're telling me JJ had a better series? Maybe he affected the team really good, and yeah, probably was the second most important player that they needed to win that championship. But come on, man, Dirk definitely did what he had to for their team to win the championship.
Definitely got that shit. Definitely got that shit mixed up with, like Omar said, the Western Conference Finals. But bro, when JJ Barea is the second best player in the team.
No, JT would average 18 that series. JT was balling that series. He was hitting shots that, like,
Bro, okay, but look what we're talking about. Jason Terry and JJ Barea. That's my point. We're talking about Jason Terry and JJ Barea being your second and third best options to fucking Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, Udonis Haslem, who was a beast on the boards. Dude, that shit just doesn't make sense to me.
Tyson was top 3 defensive players of the league that year. Jason Kidd, Sean Marion,
I forgot Jason Kidd was
an
even there.
amazing off the bench
Was
veteran who
Jason,
always
Jason Kidd was there?
absolutely.
I don't even remember.
Come on, top
Bro, you
five
acting like
best
this
point
helps
guards of all time.
Of all time, bro. Okay, wow. That's like putting fucking an old ass person on the damn Warriors right now. Just because you're on the team doesn't mean you're affecting much.
I mean, Jason Kidd was. I watched that series. I mean, almost 10 points off the bench. What more effective as a point guard? What more effective do you need? 6 assists. So 6 assists isn't good enough in a series.
Bro, we're talking about an old Jason Kidd, and the 3 best players were Dirk, JJ, and Jason Terry. I just don't get how we're comparing this team to the damn Heat. Look at the Heat's team. You're a Heat fan. Was there any excuse they should have lost?
No. I already said that. I said the Heat lost that series.
They were superior to Dallas in every aspect.
In every aspect.
But we can also look back 2006 when the Heat played Dallas. Everybody had Dallas as the favorites. Everybody said Dallas was stacked up. Their players stacked up better than the Heat. It comes down to who plays the best. Who comes?
Miami, all those people.
Hey, what's going on?
My goodness. Keep it together.
Yelling like Toucan Sam. What happened, bro? You good?
Yeah, but what were we talking about 2006 for?
That's it. That's too solid for rosters. Because they want to have LeBron.
No. I'm saying Dallas definitely wasn't going into the series. Dallas was a better team than the Heat in 2006. So I'm just saying.
But that has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
It
The argument is about LeBron, bro.
I know. I'm saying Dallas, the Mavericks beat the Heat and LeBron.
There's like 8 conversations going on.
Dallas beat the Heat because they were the more prepared, better team. They came and showed up every single game. And I think what people forget is when Wade and LeBron made fun of Dirk missing that game with the cough, that poked the bear in the stomach and woke up a whole beast. Because after that, I think he had probably like a 36, 37-point game that completely switched the series around. The Heat were up 2-1 in that series. Who had the better team? The Heat, obviously. Yeah, we know that. But I'm saying that's not what teams win championships. The Cavs beat the Golden State in 7. Come on. Who had the better team? The Warriors.
Thunder also blew a 3-1 lead, which I'm very mad because KD would have stayed on the Thunder.
Exactly. It all comes down to the team that wants it more. The team that wants to win more.
All right, let's talk some football now.
Rest in peace to Gronk, man.
Let's talk some football.
All right,
My
man.
man Gronk.
We're going to go back to New York and how shitty the Giants are.
Hey, J-E-T-S, yes.
Them boys traded away one of the best receivers for a bag of chips.
For this right here. Thank you.
Go Browns.
Oh yeah, Browns fans. Hey, that's the team of the that's the team of the week. That's the team of the month. Y'all.
That's a team that has a lot to prove. Not making the playoffs since what? 2000?
We're gonna get a positive record. That's all I want. Just positive record. No, because we're the Browns, man. We can have literally Tom Brady be like, you know what? I'm coming to the Browns, and we can still figure out a way to lose.
If there's a time for them to win this division that every year in year out, it's always a tough division.
Oh yeah, everyone else is trash right now.
It's this year. That's why they made that move. They knew that the
Well,
Ravens.
I don't know about everybody else is trash now. Steelers still.
I mean, I know they got Juju and James Conner.
Yes.
But Big Ben's old, super old.
Bro,
It
you're talking about the
doesn't
Steelers.
matter.
Big Ben
Steelers
Ben
always
is-
figure it out.
Big
They
Ben
always
is
figure
good
out
for
how to
over
win.
5,000 yards. He's chilling back then, bro.
Don't let Lamar Jackson catch y'all slipping and start throwing that shit.
Ravens,
Everyone's sleeping through it.
Ravens lost a lot of good defensive players that.
Yeah,
were
but
very
apparently the
important.
Ravens do that though. I heard like the Ravens always
Omar
lose, like everybody.
Overturn, and they always get good linebackers.
Yeah.
They always draft good.
But they'll
DNs.
have that one season where they win 5 or 6 games.
Hey, Omar's head hurt. He wants to talk. Talk about the Giants, Ron.
Yeah, but go Browns, Omar.
Y'all
That's all I
taken
should know.
twice, 2 years in a row. What a waste. That's Saquon Barkley.
Bro, Omar.
And Saquon Barkley better shut up out here trying to talk shit to Kyrie and KD, saying if you can't take the New York media, you're not helping. He's not helping New York, especially when they're about to go 0-16 again.
So, Obed, I'm going to ask you this because I didn't see that. Did he really say that?
Not at KD. He didn't say at Kevin Durant, at Kyrie, but he said some people, this was after, Kevin Durant said some shit to the media about stop asking dumbass questions, and Kyrie said some shit to the media about asking dumbass questions. while they're still on their teams. And then the day after, Saquon Barkley said, some people just aren't built for, the tough media, so they just shouldn't even come here if they can't handle it.
So, look, man, you're probably not going to agree with me, but New York is a tough place with media, the pressure with the fans, and all that. So he's not bullshitting when he's saying that.
That's no.
But at the same time, yes, he's not helping the case.
He's not helping the case, especially when you guys suck. Like when New York as a total, besides baseball, is pretty trash. What is there to why is the incentive to come to New York?
Oh, when you got a franchise that hasn't won an NBA championship like the Knicks in 40+ years, you don't think winning a championship, you're not gonna have some weight on your shoulders? Like, God damn, it's been fucking 40+ years and we still don't have anything. Like, that's pressure, bro. Like,
man, the Vikings haven't won shit. They've been to the Super Bowl 4 times. It's okay.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that there's not pressure. I'm just saying people like Saquon need to be careful because Saquon's never gonna win shit either if he doesn't shut up.
I think one guy that's feeling a little bit of pressure is the GM of the Giants because he's made some bold moves and now he says he has a plan that's secret, down like really low key plan that nobody knows about. So
what plan is as a Browns fan, like at first I was like, oh my gosh, we literally stole Odell for nothing, which we pretty much did.
I don't know. But, this is a deep draft.
Yeah, but the thing is, they have a lot. They traded so much. They have a lot of picks. I mean, they got Jabril.
Yeah,
Jabril isn't that great, but I mean, he's a good safety. They just lost Landon Collins.
He's still developing.
Jabril's trash.
Yeah, they just
No,
lost Landon Collins.
He's good.
No, but he was good in college.
College.
Yeah.
He wasn't even good in college. He was just a good returner.
He's all right.
If he watches the game,
He's
definitely not safety one.
above
Right.
Slightly
But
above
now,
average.
because Landon Collins is gone.
Yeah, but he's still.
But still, that's the reason.
On a real
Right.
team,
Yeah.
Landon
he's not
Collins
safety
isn't there to
one.
be trash.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like the Giants are getting a lot of picks, which is what they need. Kind of like what the Raiders did. I mean,
Yeah, don't mean nothing if they don't draft the quarterback.
Right. The main thing they
right.
need to
They
draft
should
is
have
O-line
drafted
and
QB
quarterback.
last year instead of Saquon. But I mean, hey, what? But I feel like the Giants. I feel like they're doing their own thing. I don't know if it's gonna work out. I know the Browns are
They say
basically
they-
all in for right now, and I'm totally happy
Hey,
with
man,
that.
they
to
say
win.
they have a plan. Like this is Willie Taggart over here.
You know,
we have a
it
plan.
comes down to your picks. Your picks
Yeah.
make or break a team. And having 2 first-round picks in this draft, that's really deep.
Yeah, but it's
Usually
mainly
a player that's
the
in
thing is that
the
it's
20 to 30 range is probably in any other draft a top 15 player.
But the thing is,
You think they're getting Haskins?
the thing is that everything.
Could
This draft is mainly
They're gonna have to
defense.
trade up for him. I'm hearing he could go top 5, top 3.
But this
So if
draft
the
is-
Giants want him, they're gonna have to trade some.
This draft is mainly defense, though.
Yeah, a lot of defensive linemen.
But their main focus should be on offensive line and quarterback. So what are you gonna do with? I just don't see where the Giants are going.
If
I
I were
don't.
the Giants, I would take the second round, one of my second round picks, and I would move it for Rosen. I would package it like a second and a
Yeah,
6.
absolutely. That's a great risk.
Package it, take your 6th pick. Let's see, if you're going to draft at 6, let's see, you're probably, the first 4, they really say are defensive, after Kyler Murray's going to be probably defensive ends. You could probably move back with a team like Miami or Washington that's going to want a quarterback, move back 5 to 10 spots, cash in, get some picks for the next couple years, take an offensive lineman, and then take somebody on defense, like an edge rusher. I mean, that's what I would be looking to do.
Yeah, that's probably what they have on their table. Honestly,
Yeah,
that's
thanks
probably
for
a little
Olivia
bit of their
Vernon,
game plan.
too. I really
Because I'd be looking to get where Miami is at 13 and maybe get, I don't know if they'd be willing to move next year's pick, but, get some like second round picks from them and a second round pick for the next year.
I think Miami like the number 13 pick right now,
Well, it depends
especially.
if you're Miami. If Miami decides they're going to tank for Tua or Herbert, then obviously they're not going to draft up and take quarterback. But if they want a quarterback, I would move back and try and get their first
Well,
for next year.
Herbert's not even in this draft. I thought.
Miami.
For next year, they're trying to tank for next
If
year.
we're talking about what the Dolphins are going to do, the Dolphins have already alluded that their 3 number 1
Herbert.
needs.
Next year you're gonna draft Herbert?
No,
You're gonna
Herbert's-
draft Tua.
No, Herbert's out
Fuck
of.
out of here, bro.
Who's talking about Herbert?
You're gonna draft that.
He
Miami.
said-
That's irrelevant.
This dude
That's
just
not
Miami
who just said
QB.
Herbert.
He just said
You know,
Herbert, bro. I would draft him. Tagovailoa.
Right now,
I said Tua or Herbert. I didn't know which one they were going to get.
I thought you said only said
I just-
Herbert.
right now,
Shit,
As a
John.
Giant, I would literally wait 3 more seasons or 2 more seasons to get Trevor Lawrence.
That's exactly what I said.
it's a
I
process.
say
Yeah, it's a
I
process.
would wait.
I would take
That dude is special. That dude
Who?
is.
Trevor Lawrence.
Oh,
Trevor
yeah.
Lawrence.
I would
Go.
go.
You're telling me that
I would go
Pat
get
Rivers
Trevor
and that
Lawrence.
GM have 2 years to sit
No,
out.
that's what I told Omar. He don't have the Giants being in New York. They don't have the patience for that.
That's
They
fine.
don't.
Be
They don't.
decent.
In
Be
the
decent.
NFL,
Look, this is what they can do. They can be decent this year. Take next year.
Question: why don't they have the patience for that?
Because of the media and how
Because
New
you
York
have
is.
That's the problem.
You know, they intensify everything. Everything's looked at through a microscope. Everything's
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're right about it.
And you know why they can't do that shit anymore, Omar?
You know why they can't do that shit in any other city in the U.S.?
No, I'm talking about, you know why New York won't be successful again in football for a
Oh
while?
my God, here we go.
It's because you guys are so impatient, and it's not like the 1900s, early 2000s, where if you're a big market, you're gonna have the most money. Now that the NFL has a hard cap, you can't get away with outpaying everybody. So you guys are always gonna be average because you guys are being in a rush to do some dumb shit.
I mean, look at the teams 2 years ago that was the biggest spenders in free agency. It was New York. So what happened? Everybody that paid money for, they practically moved.
yeah. Paying for players doesn't always pan out. The Dolphins learned that the hard way. Every year they pay for players, and they cash in those contracts. They
Y'all
get
need to
hurt,
draft
they
right,
They
Omar.
don't pan out. And yet,
Look, the real question is going to be: is in 5 to 10 years, is who is a better franchise? Because I'm telling you right now, if the Giants get a quarterback, and they are not even competitive in New York, like compared to the Jets, they gonna look like idiots.
I think right now the Giants, they'll probably be in a 2-year plan this year. But at the same time, the
They're
NFL is
not 2 years away from being any better, though. That's the
the
problem.
NFL is a big risk league. They might try to do a trade, like you said, for Rosen. They might try to draft somebody in the 3rd, 4th round. Maybe Will Greer is still there for some reason. Teams
They might want to
didn't
do like
look at him too
Indianapolis,
high.
and just draft a crap ton of offensive linemen then and fix the
Hey
offensive line.
man, go
Or just
Colts.
go deep on the defensive line.
Go Colts,
Yeah.
bro. That's my second team right there. I'm just kidding. That's not my real team. But I like what they did. They drafted a lot of offensive linemen. Got the protection for Andrew
That's
Luck.
what you have to
That
do.
defense is beefing up, and it showed last year. I mean, they're only going to get better this year. That only sucks for everybody in the AFC South.
It starts with
Starts with the O-line.
The three things that teams always need: a quarterback, offensive line, and defensive line.
If
you have those pieces, you can build around and- So if the Giants take a DK, which I don't think there's any way they would, but I'm just saying, if they take a DK
At
back
6?
or a player like that,
At 6.
Nah.
then we're really thinking, what are they doing? But
At 6.
I don't draft it.
Probably 17.
As a Vikings fan,
Bro,
I
none
am
of
never
these
drafting
guys-
a wide receiver in the first
Bro,
round
no
ever in my
receiver
life
goes
again.
first round. First top
AJ
10.
Brown's a better receiver than DK Metcalf.
I've been
if
said that.
they're
AJ Brown is better.
He is. He's clearly a better. And I don't know why people want to draft DK Metcalf going 6.
Because he's a freak.
because GMs don't know anything. They go in blind just like everybody else, and they take a big risk. They see the tape.
Nah, bro. You build the offense and defensive line, and then you get a good ass linebacker
That's
to
how
hold
you
your
do it.
defense.
That's why.
And
No,
then
not this NFL. I'd rather have a good ass secondary. First one.
what the
No,
fuck? Look what Darius, dude. Are you drunk? Oh, hey, I know you've been in the army for like 6 months, but did you see Darius Leonard? He went to the Colts with the subpar secondary, and they were easily one of the best defenses in the league.
I was one of the best defenses. I'm
What?
just saying.
Like I said, you must have not watched the NFL.
Your pass rush is much more important than your.
defense. You gotta have the secondary.
No, bro. You have to have the pass rush, bro.
It starts with pass rush.
It starts with the pass rush.
Everything.
All championship teams have a great pass rush.
I paid money for Houston.
Everybody-
Everybody.
That's one team, dude.
Hey.
Look at the Eagles when they won.
Real quick, who's the highest paid player for the Broncos?
Everything starts in the trenches, Ryan.
Ryan, who's the highest paid player on your team, the Denver Broncos?
Von Miller.
Von Miller.
Who's that? Yeah,
And then who they get last year in the draft? Chubb. So how are you gonna say?
Why you Jesse B? Why you Jesse B?
Because you're saying secondary is more important than pass rush.
Nah, y'all come at me because I tell y'all I would have drafted any skill players. So I had a good offensive line and edge rush.
Because you're an idiot.
Because I said I wouldn't take Saquon. I would have an offensive line and a quarterback before I would take someone like
you're an
Saquon.
You draft based off your needs, first of all, and based off best available, best available
My
too.
needs were not offensive line, defensive rush, defensive lineman, and a quarterback. I can get a shutdown corner would be my first look.
It depends on who's available, obviously.
Ryan just thinks. I was talking to him the other day. He just thinks that wide receiver and running back positions are just
Because
overrated
I
thing.
don't think you need to take someone in the first round of that.
He said he wouldn't pay a running back. He'd rather let him go.
Yeah, running backs grow
Or
trees.
wide
That's known in
receiver.
the league. And they don't last forever either.
They grow on tree. I mean,
We need to start a Madden
there's
franchise.
generation
Everyone
talents
get
like
in it.
Carolina.
I got an Xbox.
Okay.
I do.
But
I got one.
how much do they actually make your team better?
When
Yeah,
you might have made me break my. When you get an
What's
Xbox?
after?
We could go start Madden.
But I don't have
Hey,
Madden.
this is
We
what we're
can
gonna.
start it tonight. I'm off tonight.
I
We
don't
can
have
play
Madden. I
some
don't have
games.
Madden.
Oh.
Hey, this is what we're gonna
Bro, you
do
could game share.
before
Do
before
that.
this podcast
You
ends.
get it. I'm sure it's cheap.
We're gonna need Orlando to pick. You better be a damn Gator fan. If you're not, I'm gonna kick your ass. Anyways, you're gonna pick an NFL team and you're gonna follow it next year.
Okay.
So by next week, I need you to whatever team you want to pick. Just don't pick a trash team, please.
You got some homework, man. You gotta find your team.
Do your homework. Are you
Hey,
gonna,
these are
Did he
the
say
teams.
Browns? Is he
He's
Browns?
a Dolphins
bro,
fan.
this man's a damn Broncos, Browns, and Jaguars. And then he's gonna be a damn. What was the team out there in England?
He's a Dolphins fan.
Amsterdam Raiders or something like that.
He's a Dolphins fan. I'm a Jaguars fan. Vikings,
fan.
Browns. Whoever's winning. And same thing. Whoever's winning.
This man has switched teams literally.
Nah, bro. He's Arizona Broncos. He likes the Browns.
Now the Browns.
No,
They got-
bro. No, no.
I sent out applications to people who wanted to be Browns fans. Like there was like the fan trends for requests.
I said I was big on the Browns.
All right, man. Any other things you want to talk about? It's been a while.
How much do you guys care about the Lonzo Ball situation with his shoe deal and all that?
Bro, it's about time he
Triple
fucking
B's.
his nuts
Triple
dropped and
B's.
got under his dad's wing. Like about time. Like
Like I always said,
now I can respect him a little bit more as a person. Besides, I don't think his basketball skills are just there yet.
Absolutely.
But I can respect him more as a person. And you know, I always wish him the best. But like Jesus, like it's just hard for me. To be like that age, to have your dad tell you what to do and you just listen to him, especially when you're making millions. Like Jit would have to kiss my ass, like respectfully, but like I just wouldn't listen to him.
Like I said from the beginning, LeVar is a bitch.
Even Lonzo's manager went out and made a bold statement with posting a video of him throwing the Triple B shoes in the trash. So I think that's a big statement that.
Here goes Ryan. Here goes Ryan.
I mean, there's 1.5 billion on it, like doesn't know where it is. So obviously I feel bad for the kid. Getting his money about it, but you know.
Come on, bro. You gotta use your mind.
That's a learning experience.
He's in the NBA.
That's the dad's fault though.
And give or take, how many over or under 6 months we're gonna see some Triple B shirts in TJ Maxx or Marshalls or Ross.
I don't think them bitches even.
I ain't buying one of them.
I think that's just
And
gonna be one of
Lonzo-
those dead brands that we might see at one of those stores. But yeah.
Look, Lonzo, if you're gonna stay with the Lakers, I need you to wear some Nikes or something else that's not Triple B's. That's why your ankles are always broken.
LeBrons.
Put some LeBrons, big ass bulk in your ankle.
And contract wise, he made it an emphasis that he can wear whatever shoes he wants. He doesn't have to wear Triple B's. He doesn't have to wear Adidas, Nike.
Yeah, right,
they made an emphasis that he can wear whatever
This
shoes.
dude.
And Triple B's dead. Like it's done. He already covered up a tattoo. His Triple B tattoo. He covered it up with some dice. So I think it's dead and done. And it's a learning experience. He's still young, so 5 years, 7 years from now, if he becomes a star, I don't think people are even gonna remember it. Like,
Orlando, who's your basketball team? Before we end this podcast today.
The Pacers.
Pacers.
Indiana Pacers.
Okay, shit.
I can respect.
There we go. We got some diversity here.
Victor Oladipo's a monster. He's gonna be back after his injury. He's gonna be strong, ready to play.
Ever since they were head to head with Miami in that series, that's when I really started watching basketball.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That was a series to
so,
remember.
all right, here we're going to ask you a question.
No, don't ask.
Now we're going to ask you a question now. Knicks or Pacers back then?
Well, the Pacers beat the Knicks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Jamari and Omar were arguing about that.
That's the end of that.
Bro, it's the end of that, bro.
I mean, they were deeper though.
One had
Pacers-
a better small forward than the other. Like that's all that could be said. Paul George is better than Carmelo Anthony at the end of the day.
But I am a Paul George fan, though.
Big Paul
Paul
George.
George. Pacers were deeper, and Roy Hibbert at that time, he was great.
Bro, if Roy Hibbert played like he did against the Pacers, they would have beat the Heat. But that man got against the Heat.
Against the Knicks, yeah.
No, yeah, exactly. If he would have played like he did coming up until the Eastern Conference Finals, the Pacers would have been in the finals. But that man just wasn't clutch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
PG, that's where he got his what's the playoff P? That's where he got his nickname from. Playing those tough series against LeBron, forcing them to go late into series 6,
Especially with the
7.
team that he had that was like scrappy.
man.
And he was still young at that time too. So to see him do that at such a
Rest
young
in peace,
age,
Gronk.
yeah,
That's
I
it.
think he'll be back. I think that's not dead and gone yet.
That man's
He's
done.
29 years old. He's gonna be
30.
bored. He's about to be 30. Yeah, that's still young for NFL.
That man's about to go
But
take
he's
his
had,
ass
like,
straight to
every-
WWE.
He's had like
Yeah,
every
he
type of
would, but-
injury.
If the
I don't know.
Patriots are, let's say, situation, if they are
Just come back for the playoffs.
If they are,
Yeah, you never know. Jason Witten just came back.
Patriots are 4-3. It's week 8.
Oh, yeah.
And they seem like they're not gonna make the playoffs that year because things aren't just
my
matching up. You don't think Bill or Tom would be sending him a little text? Hey man, you think you want to come back, help us out this year? I think Gronk would at least listen. So I don't
Bro,
think
I'm the
he's done
Patriots.
like that yet.
If I was the Patriots, I just activated him for the playoffs. That's it.
I mean,
Activate him for the
you
playoffs.
could do that. Then people might look at it as a loophole, as you're gonna
I
wait all the way to
Martellus
the
Bennett might come
playoffs.
back though, to play with his brother.
Shit. With the
You
Bears.
yeah.
No, with
I'm scared.
the
Eagles?
Patriots.
He's with the Patriots.
Yeah, Michael Bennett's on the Patriots.
He
now.
already came back twice though. Martellus has come back to the Patriots twice. I mean, he could just to be that veteran guy, and they need a tight end. They lost
Yeah.
both of their tight ends, so yeah,
Yeah.
that is definitely a possibility. And with Bill, you never know. Bill's always got his phone's always working. As long as it's a Bill Belichick type player, he can always give anybody a call.
Alright, so thank you for tuning in to 352 Sports Talk. Hopefully we can do this again and Jamar can be here because I want that argument between the Knicks and all that. This man's wearing an ugly ass Knicks hat. But thank you for tuning in. Definitely share. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter, and spread the news to everybody. MySpace, if you still use that, we do
This
have
is
a
my
Facebook.
first time, but I had fun. I definitely will be back.
Yeah, bro, we're gonna try to get the group all together when we're closer to. Oh wait, hold up. I don't know about them, but I'm going to the FSU spring game and I'm going to the Florida spring game. I don't know about
Definitely
Miami.
going to the Florida spring
I
game.
won't be
If
going to
I'm off-
FSU.
If I'm off that day, I'll definitely try to be there with you guys to watch that because that will be some interesting.
Is Miami in Orlando or no?
What do you mean?
Spring game.
The spring game?
If it's in Orlando,
I'll have
I'll
do
go.
some
I'll try to
research.
go.
That's
What
still a
is
little
he
bit
doing,
away,
man?
but.
Ryan, you are a. Alright, so we're gonna end this. Y'all have a good week.